Thanks for tuning into this video. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about how there's actually a lot more archetypes of the hero than just like kind of one. It has variation. So, one is this kind of youthful hero who, it's like Achilles. He goes out, he conquers, he takes down his enemies, puts them on the back of a chariot like he did to Hector and drags them around. This is a very, this kind of like a hero who is not necessarily about, I guess, conventional morality. Is more so like he's kind of like living to the maximum. Uh, and then there's like another type of hero, which is somebody like Jesus or Socrates, and this is someone who exerts a lot of influence on the world, but in a completely different way. These figures, they have great ideas, and their presence is so strong that people naturally see them and they're like, "Who is this person? They're so fascinating. They have such good ideas." Uh, Compared to them, I feel so inferior. I must improve myself. I must be like these people because they're so great. And it's a completely non-physical and non-violent way of kind of changing the world. And it's very interesting because if you look after these people lived, the world's completely changed, right? Like Socrates changed philosophy and Jesus changed the way people live their lives. So it's very interesting to see how this works, right? So that's another form of hero. This is kind of like the wise hero. And then there's another form of hero too, which is a very interesting one. This is sort of what I call the supporting hero. This is somebody like Samwise Gamgee in Lord of the Rings or John the Baptist. This is like, for example, Samwise Gamgee, right? He helps Frodo in his quest to destroy the ring, right? Like Frodo needs Sam, otherwise he can't succeed in that journey, right? So Sam basically knows he's not the main character, but he can help the main character. He has value to provide, and it's very important for him to fulfill this task. And same with John the Baptist, right? He knows that Jesus is like the most important one, but he can help set the way for Jesus, basically. And it's just, I think this is a very important one for people to understand, because I think a lot of people are always like, oh, I can't be the hero because, like, I don't know, I'm not like Achilles. I can't just go out there and, have this like this kind of like high energy, youthful attitude. Uh, and then there's a lot of people who are like, I don't have great ideas. I can't be like Socrates or something like that. And what's interesting is like there is always the option. Like, there's no excuse to not manifest the hero archetype in some way, because you can always be the supporting hero, and that's just as important as an actual like main character hero. And another like thing I want to talk about is actually like some of the pitfalls that people who try to follow these archetypes can kind of fall into. And so for the youthful hero, the one thing you have to realize is that is if you want to be like this youthful hero figure like Achilles or something, uh you can only do that when you're young. And that's why all these, I was talking about this in my last video, that's why all these guys, they die when they're young, because if they live too long, they can't be this hero anymore. They can't be, it requires their youth, right? They need to be strong, and they need to have a lot of energy. So basically, you have to realize it's like, okay, you're limited of how long you can be the youthful high energy hero. But the thing is, what you want to do is you want to begin the transition into the kind of the archetype of the wise old man. When you realize, okay, I don't have the energy I used to, you need to start to transition, uh because that's how you continue to have value in the world even after you lose your youth. uh and what's the second kind of heroic archetype, right? The one that's kind of represented by like Socrates and Jesus. This is a one thing, if you want to follow that archetype, you have to be careful of, is you don't want to end up being like the person who tries to put their great ideas onto other people, right? And force them with violence and like exertion of will on them and all that. Because if you look at it, that's then you end up becoming like someone like Sauron in Lord of the Rings, right? Who he thinks he has all these great ideas and he can make the world better. So he defies the world order, and he tries to put these ideas onto people, right? He thinks he can make creations of his own, right? Uh like all these things, right? Like he thinks he's almost like a god, right? And you don't want to end up being like that, because then you become like a villain. Basically, you're not a hero anymore, you're a villain. And it's just very interesting to see how, if you invert, like, if you do certain things, you invert the entire archetype, right? Now you're no longer a hero, you're a villain, right? And with the supporting archetype, this can actually happen too, surprisingly. If you're too trying to support the hero too much, like the main character hero, what you end up doing is you actually take away some of their agency and they lose the ability to make decisions. And then how can they be like this main character hero if they don't know what to do? They don't have confidence in themselves. They're like, I can't do this. I need you to tell me what to do. And then you basically now you're in a situation where you have a main character hero who actually isn't a main character anymore. He's just someone who doesn't know what to do. And then you're a supporting character, so you can't necessarily take the lead. So now there's nobody to cause change in the world, right? Uh, so you have to be very careful of that. You have to know, okay, this is a good time for me to help the main character out, right? Like if you look at it, Sam doesn't start telling Frodo, oh, you should do this and you should do this all the time. No, he's there when Frodo needs him. For example, like when Frodo is taken by the orcs, it's Sam who takes the ring for that time being, but he gives it back right away when he's able to give it back to Frodo, right? He knows when his time and place is. So yeah, there's just these are these kind of things you have to know if you're gonna kind of try to embody any of these heroic archetypes. Just be aware that there's ways you can accidentally invert them and do the opposite of what you want to do, right? Uh, but yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. That helps with the algorithm so much. And actually, the fact that you just watched this video to the end, that helps a lot too. So thank you so much. And as always, I kind of call on you to debate each other in the comments. Say if you think I'm wrong about this, or if you have any disagreements with what I've said. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.